Welcome to the second guided learning module associated to the Customer-Centric Selling Initiative across ASEAN and Korea. In this three-part module, we will explore Business Process Mapping, or BPM. We will investigate the importance of business processes and the role that technology now plays in driving process change. In Part 1, we will demystify business process management and explore what is BPM. In Part 2, we will outline simple techniques the Cisco sales ecosystem can use with customers to empower customers to achieve and exceed their desired business outcomes. And Part 3 is for those of you who wish to go way beyond a basic understanding of BPM and into the new and exciting areas of technology-driven process innovation. Each guided learning video is around 10 minutes in length. The goal of this module is not to make you deep experts on process engineering, but rather to give you enough knowledge to enable you to assist your customers to achieve their desired outcomes via enabling Cisco technology. In addition, allowing you to differentiate and engage with non-IT business executives. As with the first effective communications module, we will not attempt to cover the broad and vast subject of process change in a brief e-learning module. Rather, guide you through a learning journey using the Cisco learning community established to enable you to develop your knowledge at your own pace. So back on BPM. A quick search of Amazon.com for the terms business process management reveals a mere 19,200 books on the subject, with growing interest and focus by companies around the world. Companies are built on processes. No company today operates without extensive and detailed business processes. However, business processes have changed. As the business has evolved from the industrial age through the information age and now into the customer age, business processes have become more complex and more entwined and fundamentally more important to company success and company longevity. Business processes, like technology, have gone through their own evolution over time. First, in the early 1900s, companies started to standardize their processes to create replicable outcomes and improve produced product quality. The classic input-output production line process model as first invented by Henry Ford. In the 80s and the 90s, total quality management, or TQM, was all the rage, moving from process standardization to process improvement. However, in the past 15 years, as levels of benefit through items such as cost reduction and productivity improvement have tapered off from these improvement efforts, a move to outsourcing, including areas never considered to be outsourced before, such as HR, payroll, manufacturing, and even R&D, was undertaken, combined with new process improvement techniques such as Six Sigma and Lean. As Thomas Davenport cites in his seminal book, Process Innovation, today firms must seek not fractional but multiplicative levels of improvement, 10x rather than 10%. Processes are the lifeblood of an organization. In simple terms, they are simply a set of agreed tasks and activities that an organization utilizes to get its work done. In reality, they form the largest weapon in competitive advantage. They empower cost reduction, productivity improvement, time to market agility, innovation, scale, and differentiation. The organization that can innovate their processes faster and more effectively than their competitors stands to benefit considerably. But with the advent of outsourcing and the march of globalization, processes are no longer contained within a nicely vertically integrated structure. More and more, an ecosystem of companies form around the customer, working together to deliver the products and services to that customer. Thus, process change has become more challenging but no less important. Technology for centuries has always been the hero of process improvement. Farmers moved from manually digging fields by hand to horse-drawn plows, to tractors, to massive harvesters. And today, technology plays an increasingly important role, not only in process improvement, but more importantly in process innovation. Technology not only assists companies to change business processes, it empowers radical new business models that deliver such game-changing competitive advantage, it can result in household name brands becoming extinct. So if processes are so important, what is BPM? Quite simply, BPM is the activity of constantly challenging the status quo of the current process. It is the activity of exploring ways to either improve or to innovate the process. It is the focus of identifying better ways for the work to get done. Let's look at a very simple example. If a company were to roll out Cisco's telepresence portfolio, but their staff still flew between offices to conduct meetings face to face, they will have failed to realize the benefit of their investment. In this case, the process of how meetings are conducted in the organization was not changed nor implemented. While this is a simple example, every technology that Cisco sells and offers to its customers is an opportunity to improve or innovate the processes. On the CCS Initiative Learning Community, you will find a series of short videos that will detail in simple terms what BPM is. We would strongly recommend that you invest the time to watch Welcome to the Process Excellence Revolution, a 3-minute video on why process change is so important right now, and an Introduction to BPM by BPM Basics, an excellent base-level introduction to BPM that runs for a short 10 minutes. There are additional What is BPM videos available in the learning community for your further development. So let's take a quick look at what is BPM. BPM is the act of understanding the current process and how to deliver a better outcome. First, we need to understand what the current process is. This can simply be done by documenting the steps and activities undertaken by those in the process. However, there are many aspects to a process. It's not just the physical tasks or the activities that take place. It's the interactions and the information that get shared around and within the process as well. Once the current process is understood, then there are two options for process change. Again, quoting one of the world's foremost authorities on process change, Harvard professor Thomas Davenport, there is both process improvement and process innovation. Process improvement is the act of taking an existing process and tweaking it. It is driven bottom up by those executing the process, usually cost or statistically driven, with a short time frame for change to be implemented, and usually spanning no more than one single business functional area. This type of change typically delivers the 10% improvement that was cited earlier. Innovation, on the other hand, is about starting with a blank piece of paper and reinventing the process. This approach is broad, typically across the entire business, or even into other partnering organizations. It is deep. It starts at the top of the organization, and working downwards through the business processes typically takes a longer time frame to implement. Importantly, it is almost always technology driven and delivers radical business outcomes. This is the 10x style of business model competitive advantage that was mentioned earlier. But like many things in business, particularly around innovation, if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And this, in turn, presents an opportunity for Cisco and its partners. While companies have and continue to focus on process improvement, using Six Sigma, Lean, outsourcing, and other techniques, the reality is they are mostly process improvement activities and rarely process innovation. But their competitors are simply doing the same, resulting in no real market advantage. A great example is to ask a company about their payroll process, and they will hand you a detailed document that documents every millisecond of activity in this process, and they will have it optimized to incredible levels of efficiency. Then, when you ask the same organization about their sales process, after hesitation, they will tell you that while they have a basic process, nearly every salesperson sells differently for different buyer situations. This exposes unique aspects of business process. There are those that are repetitive, mostly task-related, explicit processes, which are best optimized or improved. These processes are based on knowing what to do and can be codified and written down. On the flip side, there are those processes that are creativity-based and are often revenue-generating activities which rely on tacit knowledge and are best innovated. These processes are based on know-how and live in people, built from experience and wisdom. With the extensive and highly empowering Cisco portfolio, complemented by offerings from partners, the Cisco ecosystem has an incredible opportunity to deliver benefit to both types of processes. With this base level of understanding of the differences between process improvement, process innovation, explicit knowledge, and tacit knowledge, the Cisco sales ecosystem has the opportunity to genuinely assist customers in achieving their ambitious business goals and business outcomes. In part 2 of this 3-part series on business process management, we will expand on this detail and provide actionable selling techniques around business process management to assist you in arming your customers to achieve their desired outcomes. Thank you for taking the time to watch this short video, this introductory video on business process management. We hope you can join us for session 2 in this 3-part series.